Rupp Arena is hosting a top 20 matchup between number 14 Ole Miss, who is 20-5, and number 18 Kentucky Wildcats, who are 19-7. Ole Miss is 7-3 in the SEC. Kentucky is 6-6. Now, you let McPhee-McCuin is doing an amazing job. Last year, she got him to the Sweet 16, or got Ole Miss to the Sweet 16, got them there in 2022-2023 season. Yeah, she's got them going at a high rate. Kenny Brooks is in his second season, got the Kentucky Wildcats to the second round of the NCAA's last year, has got Virginia Tech into the Final Four. He's a really amazing coach. Now, Ole Miss, they've been beat by Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. Uh, they also got beat by Kansas State and Michigan State. They've beaten ranked teams, though. I mean, they beat number five at the time, number five Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma's number 10. Uh, beat Bandy 83-75. So they're a little hit and miss, but not a bad team in any way, shape, or form. They've got a little bit of a rough schedule. They've got Sunday, they've got Kentucky. Tuesday, they got Tennessee. And then Thursday, they got LSU. And then the next Sunday, they got South Carolina. So they got a really tough schedule in front of them. Now, Kentucky, who been beat by number 7 Maryland, been beat by Alabama at Alabama, beat by Mississippi State, beat by number 17 at the time Tennessee, beat by Georgia, beat by Vandy, beat by Texas. This is a team that's highly inconsistent. I mean, they've been able to beat, they beat LSU 80-78. They beat Oklahoma at the time. That was now number 10, but they were then number 5. They're just both of these teams are a little odd in everything. Kentucky's got double star Claire Strack. I love me some Claire Strack. I really do. I love watching this woman play basketball. She's a statistical beast at Kentucky. Cody McMahon is the big star for Ole Miss. I mean, she's leading in points, leading in assists. She's doing, she's a point forward in some ways. But then again, though, when you listen to the assist, it's not really that big of a deal. Um, got a double, an almost double. She's not there, but she's trying to. Christine Iwala. They're a more balanced team when it comes to a team approach. Yes, Cody McMahon has got got leadership in 2 of the stats, but rebounds, Christine Iwala. Steals, Thura Theanu. Blocks, Latasha Lattimore. So they're a more balanced team when it comes to a team approach, which is a really good thing. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Kentucky, Ole Miss. Now, I'm less likely to root for Kentucky than most people would think from my statement, but. So, we're going to cover this by the numbers. We're going to discuss who has a chance to win this game. I'm going to like this game. I really am. I want to see this game because I think both these teams have something to prove, and they both have some inconsistencies that make this game a little bit more interesting than you think. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game.
but they can also help you if you apply them
Music
correctly to your
licensing
life.
reimagined.
The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it.
Now, Ole Miss's visiting team, they are scoring 77.5 points a game. They are allowing 57.2 points a game. They're at 44.8 field goal percentage, 77 or 72.2 free throw percentage, 27.8 3-point percentage. So they're not that good at 3 points. They're making 4.9 3 points a game, 14.4 assists, not working as a team like they should, even though they do have a team approach. They're getting about 37 rebounds according to Yahoo Sports and getting 41.2 according to ESPN. I'm going to have to look into that one. 13.3 turnovers a game, a little high, 4.9 block shots per game. That's about average. Now, Ole Miss, Cody McMahon, leading scorer, 29.7 points a game. She also leads in assists, 19.8, like I said, 5.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists. Seriously, your leading person when it comes to assists is at 2.7 assists a game. Not enough teamwork there. 1.2 steals, zero point 0.5 blocks. She's a forward, so zero point 0.5 blocks is a lot low. 2.8 turnovers, that's way too high. 48.1 field goal percentage, though. 26.9 3-point percentage. 68.6 free throw percentage. I like her field goal percentage, not her 3-point percentage. Christine Iguala, who leads in rebounds, is at 13.7 points a game, 8.9 rebounds. So she's trying to get that double-double. Not quite getting that. 1.2 assists, 1.2 steals, 0.7 blocks, 2.2 turnovers, a little high. She's doing that with 60.4 field goal percentage, 69.8 free throw percentage, and she can't make a 3-point. Latasha Lattimore, who leads in blocks, 25.8 minutes a game, 10.1 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, zero point 0.9 assists, 0.5 steals, 2 blocks, 2.1 turnovers. Your top three players in scoring are also turning over the ball a lot. 48.3 field goal percentage, 24% 3-point percentage, 78.7 free throw percentage. I'm looking at this and seeing, hey, you're relying on Cody McMahon a lot. You've got other players that are getting a lot of time on the court. You're at least balancing it out. No players on the court more than 30 minutes. But you're not playing team ball on the assist side, even though it does look like you are. I mean, they're doing the work. Sarah Theanu's got 1.7 steals, but your blocks, I mean, Latasha Lattimore, 2 blocks a game, but everybody else, you've got two people over zero point 0.5. You got a 0.7 with Christine Iguala and 0.6 with DeBracia Powell, and everybody else is way below 0.5 blocks a game. Shooting percentage, most everybody drops off after the top three, but those top three are also turning over the ball a lot. I would probably start trying to figure out who you can get in there. I mean, your top 3-point shooter is at 40.5%, but she's only scoring at 4.8 points a game. She's only in the game 12 minutes a game. And that's Tiana Thompson. Your top shooter, in all honesty, well, okay, Jayla Murray's at 48.9% field goal percentage, but she's shooting 0% 3-pointers. I would say Cody McMahon is your best shooter, but she also turns over the ball way too much. She's leading in assists, but at 2.7 assists a game. It's an odd team. This is with all these oddities, it's showing why they're so inconsistent on how they're playing against other teams. Good team, good coach, just way too many inconsistencies. Now, Kentucky, 76.6 points a game on average. not bad, not actually that much worse than the Rebels. They're allowing 58.5 points a game, so a little bit worse defense, but not by much. 44.6 field goal percentage shooting. Not bad. Can it could be far better, and they're not that far off from Ole Miss. 69.2 free throw percentage, not a bad number. 32.5 3-point percentage. Could be better, but hey, they're better than Ole Miss and they're doing pretty good. They're making 8.8 3-points a game. That's a really good number. 17.4 assists. Hey, they're working far better as a team. 37 rebounds a game according to Yahoo and 41.1 according to ESPN. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the difference is, but they're about the same. They're only getting 11.8 turnovers a game. That's really good. And they're blocking 6.8 shots a game. Now, Claire Strack. You can't talk Kentucky basketball without talking Claire Strack. Love that girl. Love watching her. 31 minutes a game, 16 points a game, 10.5 rebounds. So she's a double double machine. 2 assists a game. She's a center. Why is she assisting? 1.4 steals. She leads in that category. You know, hey, you got to watch out for 2.6 blocks. A little low for, certain types of teams, but she's one of the better ones in women's basketball. That's not a bad number, and she leads in that category. 2.1 turnovers, little high, but considering the rest of her output, 47.4 field goal percentage, 66.1 free throw, and 22.4 3-point percentage. So she's a good all around player. She's somebody that WNBA team's probably drooling to get. Maybe. Toni Morgan is at 34.4 minutes a game. She leads in assists. She's at 14 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 8.4 assists. In other words, she's getting the ball to where it needs to go. 1.1 steals, zero point 0.6 blocks, 3.3 turnovers, though. But when you're directing the court, I don't like that number in any way, shape, or form. But hey, she's doing what she needs to do. Get this though, 48.1 field goal percentage, 40.9 3-point percentage. Not only does she get the ball to who will actually score, she can score at a high ability. Keone Key, forward, third leading scorer, 12 points a game, 25.6 minutes, 6.8 rebounds, 1.1 assists, zero point 0.9 steals, 1.3 blocks, 1.7 turnovers, which isn't bad, 54.4 field goal percentage, really good number, but 8.3 3-point percentage, 64.1 free throw percentage. I'm looking at this. Toni Morgan, Amelia Hassett, who's fourth leading scorer at 10.5 points a game, are in the game a lot. Claire Strack's in there quite a bit. Keone Key, not as much, mostly because of injuries. They're balancing out who's on the court a little bit, but there's some players probably need to get in there a little bit more. They Toni Morgan is a floor general that has a center that can do it all. Now, Toni Morgan herself is a shooter. I'm liking this. I like Kentucky this year. Even though I'm not a Kentucky fan, I'm a Tennessee fan. What do you expect? Um, but Claire Strack and Toni Morgan are making an amazing team. Those two working together, it shows that it works. Little inconsistent. I can understand why they're not scoring as well as they need to. They probably need more than just Claire Strack blocking, though, because she's really their blocker. But it's still a really good team. I'm looking at these two teams. One, it's in Rupp Arena. Yes, Kentucky's been a little inconsistent. They're 6-6 in the conference. Ole Miss 7-3. Looks like they've got a lot of better things going on. But I'm looking at this. Ole Miss is a lot more inconsistent in a lot of ways. Tony Morgan and Claire Strack have been seeming to get better on the teamwork side of things as season goes along. I like those two together. Cody McMahon, Christine Iwuala, good things. They're having their forwards lead their offense. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, there's a lot of things that are just too inconsistent with the way that they're playing. Um, Not to mention the Rebels are looking at like a tight schedule because of that postponed game between them and Lady Balls. Yeah, on paper their defense is a little bit better or a little bit worse, but they're allowing less points against them. But at the same time, this being they're so close in so many ways. I think home court advantage is what's going to come into play. Not to mention, like I said, I think that Tony Morgan and Claire Strack are most likely getting together a whole lot easier as the season's gone along. So I'm saying this is going to be a win for the Big Blue Nation. I do. I Maybe it's my liking for Claire Strack and how she's doing everything. I like that they're coming off of a really good win against Texas A&M. Ole Miss, uh, you know, just came. They're coming off a really good win against Arkansas, but that loss against Alabama is showing in a lot of ways. Kentucky, that Texas A&M win, I like that one in a lot of ways. Not to mention, they weren't embarrassed by Texas when they lost to them. They weren't embarrassed by Vandy when they lost to them. They can keep a game close. That's why I think Big Blue Nation should win this one. I just think that Claire Strack is hitting her stride. The rest of her team is doing what they need to do. Tony Morgan is being that floor general in a lot of ways. Ole Miss's stats, they're just, I'm looking at this. Good team, really good team. They'll do good in the NCAAs this year, but you're over relying on Cody McMahon for your scoring. Yeah, you do have Sarah Dianu, who's doing a lot of work herself, but you're just not getting the ball over to who needs to get the ball in this game or when they play lately. You've got some high scoring folks, but they can't get the 3 pointers. Just too many inconsistencies this year. And I'm not saying got anything against the Ole Miss Rebels. I'm just not seeing the consistency that I want to see. And, Kentucky can take advantage of that, and I think they will at home. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.